Good Friday morning. There is a brand new donation drive on campus. Find out who the Rinker Center is helping.
The annual Late Night Carnival is back. Find out where you can get pre-registered.
And we take a trip down Sports Memory Lane as we say goodbye to one of our long-serving exec members. Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
From Ball State Unified Media, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, live from the Ball State Weather Center.
Good Friday morning to you. You're waking up with Cardinal weather. I'm Lance Huffman.
And I'm Ryan Hill. Thank you for welcoming us in this Friday morning.
Recently, the Rinker Center has created a brand new initiative to help benefit international students with basic necessities.
NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter has more.
2 suitcases and maybe a carry-on bag. That's what international students are limited to bring on an airplane, no matter where they are studying. This restricts the essentials they can pack. However, the Rinker Center has created a new initiative, the Spring International Donations Drive, to help support these students.
This is a way that we thought to ease the burden of students, to cover some kind of basic necessities, more so in the realm of bedding and cookware.
Although Jonathan Hooker was born and raised in Missouri, he has seen from personal experience how helpful it is for international students to be supported by their university.
I've made friends from around the world, and I've seen how beneficial it is for students of various backgrounds, various countries, to be able to get some additional support from the institution that they're studying in abroad.
Even though this new donation drive has faced obstacles, such as sharing space for their donation area, Jonathan remains hopeful for the future.
The thing that excites me is there is support behind the idea, and we are determined to figure it out.
The donation drive will continue until the end of the semester, and all donations will be going to international students in the fall semester. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you are interested in donating or want more information, then check out comcenter.bsu.edu or email jonathan.hooker@bsu.edu.
The Late Night team is preparing for their annual carnival tonight. It looks pretty good right now, too. I just drove by this place, taking place at the C1 parking lot. Late Night will be hosting their Alice in Wonderland themed carnival. The event is free to any and all Ball State students and $5 for the public. Access to the event is possible through the bracelets provided by the team. Those who pre-register for the event, keep it going, at any of the event stations can gain access an hour before the event opens to the public. The bracelets will allow attendees to go to and from the carnival if they choose. Many items will be sold, such as food and t-shirts. All money made from the event will go back to the student organization so they can require more resources for future events. The team is hopeful for big turnout and for many people to come along.
Hopefully everybody comes to Carnival and enjoys it. And rides and gets a photo pic.
The event lasts from 6 p.m. to midnight tonight, so come out with your family and friends for what could be a very fun evening.
Now, do you plan on going to that carnival?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but is that weather going to be clearing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is this mist going to be sticking around for any of that carnival, Jack?
Yeah, so actually, thankfully, as soon as that sun comes up, we should start seeing that mist start to mix out of the atmosphere. Taking a look at our current radar right now, we can just see a couple of those light misty showers this morning. Radar is kind of having a tough time picking up on that since it was so low in the atmosphere this morning. But something we all have to think about for tonight with that carnival is actually the wind chill graphic we have here. I'm going to just step off real quick here. You can see by 7 and 6 p.m. tonight that there's going to be a 4 and 5 degree temperature difference between feel like and actual temperature. So what I have for your forecast for today, we do have those cooler temps and we do have a chance for the next round of showers. I'll have that carnival forecast after the break.
Thank you, Jack. Coming up, find out how you can save on your kids' summer camp.
That's after your weather now.
Welcome back. With summer break nearly here for many school children, temperatures are the only things heating up. The cost of many summer camps is on the rise too. It's not just about a good time. For working parents, summer camps can also serve as childcare. Reporter Michael Yoshida joins us with tips for how parents can try and keep this summer fun and affordable.
Summer fun turning into a big summer expense for many families.
Summer camp is so expensive for parents, and it seems to get more and more expensive every year.
Kimberly Palmer with NerdWallet says the average cost for day camp is $500 a week. For sleepaway camp, double that at $1,000 a week.
So for parents planning their summer schedule, it just gets expensive really quickly.
Palmer says booking early is a great way to keep the cost down, with discounts of 20% or more often offered during the previous summer, winter, and spring before camp starts. But if you missed out on early bird deals, here are some ways you can still try and save. Call the camps directly, because in some cases where a camp hasn't filled all its slots, they might offer you a last-minute discount. Also, look at newer and lesser-known camps and ask about discounts and incentives they may have as they try and generate interest.
Financial aid is often available as well, and sometimes you do have to ask because it's not publicly advertised.
How you pay can also impact the price.
You pay for in cash or in a check up front. You can pay less than if you spread out your payments over an installment plan. Of course, for some people's budgets, it's still preferable to use an installment plan to pay, but it's worth checking to see.
Hard to think about that summer with all that weather that we're having right now. Kind of cloudy, cool, misty, but with that money you saved on your kids' summer camp, you could use it to check out Starbucks' new cup design. Starbucks has redesigned its cups to be more sustainable. They look similar to the current ones, but they are made up with 20% less plastic. They project that these new cups will keep 13.5 million pounds of plastic out of landfills annually. It's part of the company's goal to reduce its carbon output in half by 2030. The new cups debut at select U.S. and Canada locations this year, with a full rollout expected by spring 2025.
Now, I didn't have any coffee this morning from those thunderstorms that we had earlier on today. Did you?
Oh, geez, wow. They kept me up all night. That was, you needed the coffee with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Leah, what can you tell us about the national look of things right now?
Yes, so like Indiana, or like us right here in Muncie, most of the surrounding states are experiencing cooler temperatures as well. It looks like I wore the wrong color today because I'm blending in with all these cool temperatures. 39 degrees in Kansas City, 35 in Denver, 26 up in Billings, and 24 degrees up in Bismarck. They are pretty chilly temperatures due to this cold front that moved in with the storm last night. Last night it hit Indiana, and now it is moving over to the east and will eventually move off into the East Coast for the rest of the evening and affect the regions over there. Let's take a look at some current watches and warnings we have. Right now, in like the Iowa region and surrounding states, they are under a frost and winter weather advisory. The frost advisory is in effect until 8:30 this morning, and they are predicting that it could damage some plants, some crops, and other stuff like that, and it could also affect the roads. So if you're from those areas, make sure you are being cautious. Let's take a look at Denver right now. Denver, Colorado is expecting 4 to 10 inches of snow today over the mountains. It shouldn't affect roads or surrounding areas, but over the mountains, they are expected to get a tremendous amount of snow. Today's high temperatures, we have 60 degrees in Kansas City, 75 degrees in Dallas-Fort Worth, 59 in Los Angeles, and 86 degrees in Las Vegas. So they are being spoiled with those hot temperatures, unlike us here in Indiana. These temperatures are due to this jet stream. If you look up here into this purple and blue, you can see that is a low pressure system that is pushing those cool temperatures into the lower 48 of the United States. And this ridge right here is a ridge of warm temperatures that will be coming into next week. So expect warmer temperatures as we move through next week. Let's take a look at some of that rain coming in. You can see this storm is moving over to the East Coast, but we do have more pop-up storms. Over here in Denver, Colorado, you can see that snowstorms start to pop up, and it gets bigger over time. But I want you to take a look down here in Texas. Look at all these storms popping up in Texas over the weekend, and then we'll eventually move over into Georgia and then over the ocean. So most of our country is experiencing above average temperatures for the central part, and then the west coast is under below average, and so is the East Coast. What do you guys think about those cooler temperatures today?
Well, we're feeling blue about them, aren't we? We all
Yes, we did. Ironically,
I was
we all
actually
wore
on
blue.
by accident, but you know, it just happened.
Yeah.
It's just how we were feeling about that weather.
Yeah, very blue.
Yeah. Coming up, see how your job might impact your cognitive health.
That's after your weather now.
Welcome back. The time is 8:12 and you're taking a live look outside the Foundational Science Building. If your job is not very demanding, it could put you at a risk of cognitive decline and dementia when you're older. This is according to a new study that analyzed health and occupational data on 7,000 Norwegians who were followed from their 30s until they retired in their 60s. It found that having an occupation that's not mentally stimulating was linked to a 66% higher risk of mild cognitive impairment and a 37% greater risk of dementia after the age of 70. That's compared with having a job with high cognitive and interpersonal demands. The study was published Wednesday in Neurology, the journal of the American Academy of Neurology. In summary, your work is really important for your cognitive health.
Now, if you were here in 2021, you might remember this. Something about cicadas. Things are about to get noisy in parts of the country. We're getting hit with a double whammy. 2 broods of cicadas are coming. That's left some pet owners wondering, can they harm dogs or cats? Ooh, I'm a cat person. Cicadas don't sting or bite, so you don't have to worry about that. They're also non-toxic. If your dog or cat eats one, it should be no problem. But pets that are allergic to shellfish might get upset stomachs if they ingest one. Ugh. Also, cicadas have tough exoskeletons that could irritate an animal's GI tract, kind of like how if you don't take the tail off a shrimp. Ugh. Just exercise common sense. If your pet shows symptoms of stomach upset after eating one, consult your veterinarian. Experts also say that animals that are sensitive to loud noises like thunder may be bothered by the sound of cicadas. So if your pet is one of them, take the same measures that you would do for thunderstorms or fireworks. You've got about a month to prepare and then a month of cicadas. So yeah, how about that thunder last night? Did that keep you up, Jack? And are we expecting more of that? How's that?
Yo, it definitely kept me up a good bit last night, let me tell you. Now, thankfully, though, we are going to be clear of thunderstorms just for a little bit. Looks like we're looking next week for our next round of storms. I'll give you exact details in just a second, but let's go ahead and look at our temperature map here. Quite the change going on right now. 49 degrees in Muncie, 47 out in Lafayette, and 43 degrees out in Champaign. Now, the big reason we saw those storms last night was because of a cold front that was pushing through, dropping our temperatures. I mean, last week was great. We saw 70 degrees, we saw 60 degrees. Unfortunately, for the foreseeable future, we're not going to be seeing 60 anytime soon, sadly. Current radar, though, is pretty clear now. Earlier this morning, we were seeing those misting conditions. Like when I was walking to the studio, we did see some mist this morning. But thankfully, as that sun's coming up, it's starting to mix out, and we don't have to deal with it, just dealing with a couple high clouds, or excuse me, I should say, a couple lower clouds right now, and that's pretty much going to be the main story for today. As I zoom out here, we can see those thunderstorms that Ryan was talking about and that I heard last night over here in the eastern western part of the country, those are starting to dissipate out as they just kind of stop running into a lot of those ingredients to keep it going. Today's forecast, though, high of 56 degrees. Going to see some clouds in the morning and then transitioning to more sun later this evening. But watch out for those gusts, 25 miles an hour. Just keep that in mind. And here we are, that carnival forecast that we are seeing today. 55 degrees when those gates open at 6 p.m., dropping down to 49 degrees by midnight. So grab that big hoodie if you are headed out to the carnival tonight. I know I'll be out there. I have a lot of fun every year that I've gone here at Ball State. Precision Cast here, just tracking out some of those clouds today. Again, going to be pretty hit or miss. So we're going to be seeing that sun by noon, but we are seeing some cloud covers start to come through the area again later today, but clearing out early on Saturday as well. So a clear night probably, unfortunately, after the carnival. So if when you're heading home tonight, that's when we'll be seeing it. Again, those temperatures, it's going to be a little cooler, unfortunately, on that end. I got this here stopped tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning, only 40 degrees here in Muncie. Lafayette at 39 degrees. We will be warming up throughout the day and then dropping back down for a low on Saturday and Sunday morning. Look at that, 37 now in Muncie. Some of the areas, especially north, will be actually flirting with that freezing mark for much of the overnight hours. So you may have to dig out those bigger coats. Once again, weekend forecast is going to be gorgeous. Saturday, tomorrow, 51 degrees, gorgeous, just a little windy. Sunday, though, that's going to be the better day, 57 degrees. That's my pick-em day. Winds are dying down as well. 7-day forecast, again, not looking too bad at all. Gorgeous conditions for the weekend. A little cool, though. Watch those lows, goodness me. But we'll be warming back up into the 60s by Monday, and Tuesday is the next time for storms again, because, again, I was not a big fan of being woken up by those storms last night. Ryan, how about you?
I mean, they're cool and all, but that's at the wrong time. We
It's
have
at
a
the wrong
show
time.
to do.
We have a show to do. It's very, it's inconsiderate is what it is.
Yeah, thanks, Mother Nature.
Exactly.
That was really nice.
I know.
Coming up, we look back on some of the favorite Cardinal weather moments of our sports producer John Kleemeyer as he departs.
That's after your weather now.
After 2 great years as Cardinal weather sports producer, our very own John Kleemeyer is moving on. But before he leaves, John wanted to take this sports block to look back at his favorite memories from his time in charge.
Hey everyone, it's John Kleemeyer here. Over the past 2 years, I've been the morning sports producer for this show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather. Unfortunately, I'm stepping down and someone soon will take my place. In honor of the 2 years I've spent here, I wanted to take a look back at some of my favorite memories that I've had with all of the sports guys, everyone on Cardinal Weather that shared the moments with me. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay, we're here. We're ready for the three-point shootout with Max Robinson and Zach Greer. I'm John Kleemeyer.
I'm ready. All right. Yup. First shot, that's in. Told you. Second shot.
Ooh, that's first. John, because he was the only one that made a punt. Congratulations, John.
You can see here, there's a lot of stuff going on behind me. We just got to know who's winning the Super Bowl, and buildings are falling behind us.
John, it's been an amazing day so far. It's day 2 of the NFL Combine, and what was kind of like the experience like yesterday going up with all the DBs?
What a shot. Doesn't have the distance on it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
I'm going Florida.
I'm going Florida.
Gators.
Go Gators.
It appears to be okay.
I think it's a great opportunity for all these guys to just show their talent and just be able to, just give their best effort on this day, talk to me today, do workouts tomorrow, and I think it's just a great atmosphere, like I said earlier.
Last but certainly not least, we have
Andy Newman.
Position?
Power forward.
No. All right, I'm here with
Mackenzie Hershey.
All right, Mackenzie. Who's going to win the Super Bowl and why?
The Chiefs, because Kermit the Frog is the GOAT.
Kermit the Frog. Patrick Mahomes. Good reference there. Good reference there. Shout out Sesame Street.
And they're a 12 seed.
What conference are they in?
They are in the Sun Belt.
They were in the Sun Belt. I love that. That's my favorite conference.
I'm here with
Andy Newman.
Andy, you've never played golf in your life, have you?
I did when I was.
He has never played golf in his life.
And Colorado was a bubble team, and they made the play and beat Boise State, so they're coming in with
bubble team.
They were not supposed to make the tournament. They were one of the first 4 teams. Plays it just like
Get in the hole! Get in the hole!
Oh!
No! Oh! Are you happy with that dunk, or do you want to throw? All right, let's get a score here, ladies and gentlemen.
I pick, as I said, I pick based on colors, and I pick based on mascots. So I'm gonna go with the Owls.
I like owls.
Wow. All right, we're here with our winner, Jackson White, the most soft-spoken man in the tournament. Here's your trophy.
Yes!
Dakota, you are a Cardinal Weathers Masters champion. How does it feel?
I was coming to get the jacket, and I got the jacket, so it's a dream come true.
I want to thank everyone so much for everything they've done for the sports segment in this show. It has been so much to me, everyone in sports, giving us this time to share ideas and have a little bit of fun. Thank you so much, and yeah.
Thank you, John. Now, I think that Wii Golf tournament was a bit rigged because I think Jack Bainmater should have won that.
But I think we might have had a bigger story in the buildings falling. Are we sure about that? I mean, that was one of my many favorite bloopers from that package. Absolutely funny.
Yeah. Coming up, we've got Breaking Down Your Science.
That's after your weather now.
Welcome back. These past 2 months have been full of tornado watches and warnings. Our weather team has worked long and hard to make sure you know what's going on, and today they're here again to lend a helping hand.
Our Olivia Smithers is in the studio to break down the science of history.
Thanks, guys. So today I'm going to break down the evolution of the tornado warning system. And this is very relevant for this time of year. We're in that spring transition zone, and we are seeing a lot of severe weather in our area. So going back to the 17th, 19th century, ancient times, the main way was early observations, just observing the weather, observing patterns. Indigenous communities looked at animal behavior, and they would create bonfires to let other communities know what was going on. And then once European settlers came into America and we had more advanced communities, we had town criers and then church bells and things like that. And then eventually we evolved to sirens and then telegraphs and the first radio system And in 1925, the Great Tri-State Tornado raised a lot of awareness for tornado safety. It was a 3.5-hour-long tornado. It was an EF5 that destroyed thousands of homes and communities. And after that, the Air Force and the weather and the government just wanted to raise awareness to protect communities. So the Air Force ended up predicting the first tornado in 1948. There was a low pressure system and the relative humidity was increasing, and so they decided to broadcast and put out the first tornado warning. And the word tornado was actually banned during that time, so it's very interesting, and they ended up being correct. And there was a system that came through and produced multiple tornadoes in Oklahoma. So then the first radar system was developed, and then we had the Fujita scale to help kind of assess damage and raise more awareness about how these systems evolve and how they affect communities. And then the National Weather Service, like we see today, that came about from the Air Force. It was used to kind of help armies, and D-Day was a big milestone for the weather community. And so the National Weather Service, that's how we forecast today. We use models and different equations to help us predict how these systems will evolve. And then by the 80s and 90s, Doppler radar came about, which was another big milestone to kind of place intensity and see how the system will evolve and where it will move. And today we have a lot of social media influence for tornado warnings to help protect you and get all that knowledge out there.
That's a fascinating look at the history of tornado warnings. Some of that stuff is like all the way back to the 17th and 19th century, how people figured out how to get things running with regards to getting that info out. Thank you, Olivia.
Yeah, Jack, what do you have for our final weather?
Yeah, so taking one last look at that 7-day forecast. Again, tonight we're going to be seeing those cooler temperatures. 56 degrees is the high. The low tonight is going to be 40 degrees. So if you are headed out to that carnival tonight, be sure to bring that heavy hoodie tonight because it will be a little chilly, especially when you factor in those winds. The weekend's looking great, though. Again, on the cooler side, though, only 51 degrees for a high on Saturday. Sunday is going to jump up to 57 degrees, a little warmer. That's going to be my pick day of the week. It's going to be gorgeous there, and then we have another chance of rain on Tuesday to start off the week.
Thank you, Jack. And before we go, we're wishing just one special senior goodbye, beginning with weather forecaster Jack Van Meter. He joined in 2021 and has awesomely served as a Cardinal weather producer since 2022. Jack, the floor is yours to speak about your experience with the organization.
Oh, thank you, Lance. It's very kind of you. No, my experience with Cardinal weather, this was how I actually got into broadcast meteorology here at Ball State. This was the first organization that I joined on. Probably one of the smartest moves I've ever made in my life, because without this position here at Cardinal Weather and the structure that I've got here at Cardinal Weather, I wouldn't have got to meet some incredible people, some of my best friends I've ever made in my life, and even better, let me land my dream job right out of college. I'll be a weekend meteorologist up in my home city of South Bend, Indiana at WNDU. There's a picture there you just saw in a flash. Just so many thanks I want to give out this morning. I want to thank our chief weather forecaster, Hope Kleitch. I want to thank my buddy Oliver, and I just want to thank everybody here on the exec team at Cardinal Weather and at NewsLink as well for believing me and helping me and giving me all the resources. Thank you so much to everybody.
Thank you, Jack, and as a lot of you know, this is our final show of the semester. We really enjoyed bringing you the news every Friday morning. Thank you for joining us.
Have a fantastic rest of your Friday. A wonderful rest of your semester. We'll see you in the fall. Thanks for joining us.